Innovation.
Yes.
Oh, they are, okay. Lily. No. Yeah. 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 So I work for Siemens Energy, so mostly like, Houston, and I, yeah, our homes, so the main. No, I work in a sales group. Yep. 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 Yeah, so. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's changed so much. It's so. It's usually like around the winters or like you said, like the seasons are usually like St. and Yeah. Wow. That's how I choose. Yeah.
Janelle, just curious, why are there two under like all the reviews?
It's we done a lot of higher business that needs to be conducted way before middle.
Right.
Yeah.
There's probably another one over here too, John.
Yes. Yeah, that's how we felt. And it feels like you're interested now. So I think that's what yeah.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, August 11th, 2026, and this is our Board of Education regular meeting. We do have some opening items, and first of all, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'd like to call on our Vice Chair, Aubrey Malik, to lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Aubrey. All right, we'd like to have a moment of silence for personal reflection. Okay, thanks everyone. Item D is to approve the agenda for tonight, and so I would entertain a motion with a second.
Motion.
Mary Fay makes a motion. Do we have a second? Betty Burrows makes a second. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That takes us up to item 3. We do not have any communications. I don't believe we have any commendations this time. And we don't have any introduction of new employees.
One step to be introduced.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Eric, do you want to do it now or do you want to do it another?
Whatever you prefer.
We can do it right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start with happiness.
So we have Jennifer Ventry here today. She's going to be our new speech teacher over at Eastview. She has 20 plus years of experience in the whole speech program and education realm, starting off at Summit and lastly at OCSD. So we'd like to welcome Jennifer.
Welcome to
That's wonderful. Welcome to Olean School District and especially Eastview. That's great. Yes. Exciting news. Okay. There is no one signed up for public comment. However, the Olean Teachers Association President Karen Fox would like to do a short presentation.
Hi, I'm Karen Fox. I'm the president of the Olean Teachers Association and a librarian in the district. And I wanted to just address the board this evening because we have some questions about the recent decision to approve a new position for an assistant principal at OIMS. And we certainly believe that this decision was made with the best of intentions, and we certainly don't disparage our building leadership. They are very important and we would be rudderless without them. But we are unclear on a lot of how this decision was come to, given the context of the overall hiring picture that we have at our school. We know that we have a declining population and that the financial burden on our districts is only ever increasing. And we certainly respect financial responsibility, fiscal responsibility, including, we know that we will lose some staff through attrition, and we understand that that's a part of the process, even though we know that it's not easy. But we are confused that we are losing quite a few teaching positions, not necessarily cutting staff, but a reduction in the positions, while we're increasing managerial and administrative positions. We know that when we have more in-school opportunities for student engagement, it directly correlates to increased student achievement. And with fewer teaching staff and fewer positions, it is harder to make that happen. A few examples, we have increasing staff that switches buildings throughout the day, and I know that there are a lot of times where that's feasible and that's the best solution given our population. But that travel time and getting set up in a new place in different buildings reduces the amount that they can be providing direct instruction or planning for direct instruction. We have lost a resource teacher, so the teachers who are our other resource teachers have increased content that they are now responsible for providing intervention for. We have fewer art teachers, so we have fewer art classes for our students to take. We have seen a reduction and seem to be continuing that trend. We are now talking about losing an orchestra position as well. This seems like, I know that we're not in a decision-making phase right now, but, or we haven't made any decisions yet, but this can overburden our general music classes. So those students who, it reaches every student, they will see less content. We're talking about maybe orchestra being available to certain students only outside of the school day, which creates barriers. And someone mentioned that there may be up to 8 students in a music lesson, which is, I'm not a music teacher, but that sounds scary to me. And not to mention what all of these decisions do to morale. When the workload only increases and we're being told we all need to tighten up, and this is just the way that it is, but somehow we are finding other positions. And we really just want a better understanding, and I'm here today just to remind you that we want to work together. We all have our students' best interests at heart, and I'm sure that this is, again, this was made with best intentions in mind. But we know that you see the big picture, but we see like the day-to-day, and we just want to be a part of the conversation because we really think that working together is the best way to achieve that for our students. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Okay. That brings us to item number 5, and that's the board report, so I guess I'm on. So first of all, I'm going to start with some really good news in a couple of fronts. And there was good news over the summer. So we know that summer schools, I'm going right now, and I think it wraps up in about a week or so. But several Olean students had some great success in Little League. And I would like to defer a little bit of my time to one of the coaches to talk about the Olean All-Stars.
Yeah, so I had the privilege to coach the 9 and 10-year-old All-Star team, which consisted of 14 kids. 13 of them were Olean students, and one is a Portville student. His dad teaches there. And we were, for the first time in a long time, I can't remember exactly how many years I said it was, we ended up winning the district. So we won in Portville, and it was kind of a funny way of doing it, but the first game we had 9 kids, and our pitcher got a double and went into heat stroke at second base. So we had to stop the game. Didn't have, once you lose a player, you have to forfeit, so we lost that game. So then we had to beat everybody from the losers bracket and ended up winning 2 games in the championship, which we did. And then we went up to Penfield, which all this is predetermined before the season starts based on who has the nicest facilities and, likely who's going to be the team. And we went to Penfield and we got to see what, a lot of kids in one area could do. And didn't really go our way, but
Population.
yeah, a little
30,000.
population difference
Or
there.
40,000 people, I think. 30,000.
Yeah, it was, their Little League was about 10 times bigger than ours, literally. But it was great for the kids. They had, it was cool because a lot of the kids will play travel sports, and there's a couple different organizations, but to see them all wearing the Olean, the big gold O on the red hat and the Olean jerseys was really nice, so.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I especially want to thank the coach because he invested so much time and energy, and he's a great coach. My son, Rich, and
We had a good group of guys.
was kind of an assistant, but he kept saying, "Well, Kevin's such a great coach." So
I was just the
he said
assistant
that.
on that
But Kevin's son, CJ, and my grandson, Rowan, were on the team.
AJ.
And AJ, that's right, AJ Calvi. And Tony was a head coach too, and Tony did a great job, so please extend our thanks to him too, okay?
Yeah.
But they were just an awesome group of kids, and we're very proud that they had the shirts that said Olean
Yeah,
All-Stars on it.
it was cool to see.
Yes. And that's the first time Olean's won in a while, right?
A long time. I think it was over 10 years, honestly. I can't remember the exact number of years, but
that's why I wanted to bring it up. I think it's really a pretty great accomplishment. I know that Dr. Morris is going to talk about this too, but as you look around the room, you know, you could take a pink bubble bath or, you know, do all kinds of different fun things. And it's from the STAR program this past summer, and they did Seussical Junior as a play that they put on. And I want to, first of all, say thank you to everybody who worked so hard on this. I know it takes a lot of people to be able to have it be so successful, and it's been successful year after year after year. So we just think it's really cool. I know the board thinks it's great. I know the parents think it's great. And most of all, I think that the students think it's great. And so we're just very pleased with all of the effort that went into it. And they had a very great start this year. The mayor was doing a great job in his acting role, and that's Aubrey's son. And you want to say anything?
Yeah, he just had a great time. It was a really great opportunity. Gabe, when he came to school, he struggled with speech, and so I never thought I would be seeing him up on stage singing, performing. Had an amazing speech teacher that helped him along the way. So it just is really great to see all of these kids come out of their shell, do something new that maybe they wouldn't have the opportunity to do, and get to tie it to academics and fun over the summer, keep them in a routine. So it's a really great opportunity for all of our kids here at Olean. It's great that we can continue to grow it, and that it was something that was highlighted in the Buffalo News as well.
Yeah. Channel
7.
Channel 7?
Yep.
Channel 7. Yeah, that was pretty awesome too. So the board did meet in a retreat to set our goals, and I just thought I'd talk about those for just a moment. We prioritized several items, and we said at the top, we really want the entire district, you know, and the board obviously needs to work on this to help the district achieve these goals. But we want to focus on creating and supporting a positive culture. And that's something that I think is very important, not only to our parents and our faculty and staff, but most of all for the students to be able to function in a positive culture. That means students having equal access to instruction, resources, experiences, and practices that support and enhance their physical, social, and emotional safety and wellness. I do want to say safety too, stress that. The board wants everyone to feel welcome and have a sense of belonging. And so this is something that, you know, the board is hopeful that this will permeate every single school building that we have. And so we want to use resources to educate staff, students, and the community about things that impact personal and community wellness. So that's at the top of the list. Included in that is consistent enforcement of the code of conduct. And so we want, you know, the district to be able to promote appropriate behavior, to address bullying, provide a safe environment to enhance learning. And, you know, having a safe environment, I think, has such a positive impact on learning for the students. And if you don't have that, then they lose out. There's going to be enhanced communication plan in place to help families understand student roles and responsibilities. Previously, I know we talked about mailing the code of conduct to families. I'm not sure that it makes it anywhere. I don't think it's something that parents necessarily hold on to. It probably goes into the circular file in many cases. So it was quite an expense to the district, but I know Dr. Morris is working on ways to help educate the families so that they understand what the district's expectations are of students when they come to school. They're also, I talked to Dr. Morris about this, that it's age appropriate, but the code of conduct and the rules and the expectations need to be clearly expressed to the students too. They need to understand it. So you wouldn't say the same thing to a first grader as you would to someone in 12th grade, obviously. So that is a focus. And also consistent enforcement. And Aubrey and I served on a committee to review the code of conduct this year. And one of the themes that came up over and over and over again was that the faculty and staff would like to have the code of conduct consistently enforced. And so that's something that the goal thinks is extremely important. And we're hoping that everybody commits to that goal. Another area that we really are focused on is enriching learning for all students. So we want to help strengthen systems of academic support and enrichment by expanding resources and opportunities to meet diverse learning needs. And so we're looking at ways to help improve student learning and performance. And I do want to say we have wonderful teachers in our district. We are very blessed that we have so many great teachers. And so, but we want to provide the supports so that the students can benefit. And we want the teachers to actually know that. We want to maximize success for all to develop responsive educational practices, opportunities, and learning experiences that support and advance individual student achievement, growth, leadership, and social emotional skills. And we want to do this by having data-driven decision-making. So we don't want to do something because it sounds good. We want to have the data behind it so that we're making good decisions on behalf of the district and the students. And so we'll be looking at evidence-based practices and continuous improvement in teaching and learning. And the board is very concerned about improving enrollment figures and cutting absenteeism. That's something that continues to be an issue, and we want to continue to look at ways where we can help the students be able to get to school, because obviously if you're not here, you're not going to learn. And so absentee continues to be a high priority for the board in addressing it. We also want to better engage parents and families and get the community more involved in the district. I think that's a very important thing too. We want the community to support us, and we want to support the community. That means improving communication, collaboration, and marketing within the greater Olean area, and having two-way communication with families. So those are some of the things that we spend a lot of time discussing. And as far as the academic goals go, I think one of the things that the board would like to do, and we'd like to start right away, even though we might not be able to implement it right away because of some kind of strange New York State laws, go figure. But, for example, in reading, New York State's test scores are going down and other states are going up. And for example, Louisiana and Mississippi are doing better right now than New York State, believe it or not. And so what we'd like to do is look at best practices from other states to see what is working for them, and seeing how we can implement some of those things. So that's just, reading is just one way, and we have to fit it within the state structure. I was talking to Dr. Morris about it, but obviously the state tests look for certain things too. So we've got to try to fit it all together. Another thing that the board is very interested in is reducing screen time, especially for elementary students. I think this has had such a negative impact on our students, and that's just not me talking. There's a lot of studies now that too much screen time actually reduces white matter in kids' brains. And when you read about all the things that it affects, it just makes you really gasp almost, but it's linked to lower academic performance, delayed language skills. It creates shorter sleep duration, higher risks of anxiety and depression, attention difficulties, and so it also correlates with reduced reading comprehension and just overall poor grades. It overstimulates children's brains and worsens focus and classroom behavior. And blue light exposure suppresses melatonin, making it harder for children to fall asleep. The feedback loop created by screen time increases hyperactivity, emotional reactivity, and anxiety. And of course, it also can affect students' physical health because sedentary behavior and childhood obesity are linked. So we can't obviously get rid of all screen time, But I think in the elementary grades especially, there might be some things that we looked to do to make it more focused on actually writing things out, for example. There's a lot of studies that show, and that's how I learned myself, but when you write things out, you retain it much better and learn it much better than looking at it on a screen. So we're going to try to be creative, obviously work with our teachers, but look at ways that we can make it a better learning experience for our students. I think it's really critically important. And I will tell you that the state is now talking about this. I believe NICET has put out some things on it that they think it's important to reduce screen time for elementary students. And I did read something where the governor is starting to, I believe, get on board with that. So these are things that we can do to help our students learn much better. So that's my word.
Thank you. Well, I will go ahead and get started with the STAR program, which, as you mentioned, was our shining star of our summer program. We still have summer school going on, of course, but our STAR program was a great experience for many of our students this summer. I don't want to take too much thunder from the presentation that Jen Mahar is going to do, but I want to give a big, big thank you to Jen Mahar, to Steve All, to all the teachers and the staff that really worked hard in such a short period of time to help our students put on a really amazing musical. And it was just so much joy in that auditorium. Everyone only had to give admission ticket of a smile to come in, and they did. Everyone was very happy when they left as well, so they were able to keep their smile in their pocket. And I wanted to say again, thank you so much for the work you all did this summer.
Of course. Well, thank you for helping to support the programs that we do over the summer program. Summer Star is one of them. There are many things that happen in the district over the course of the summer, and we really would like to just continue to think about where those opportunities can grow, not only in what we're able to offer, but certainly in the amount of participation that we have for our students across the district. So I'm going to do very highlight level today, just to give some recaps, especially if you weren't able to come to the show or have other members of either teaching staff, support staff, or students participating, so that you have a sense of what Summer Star program included. We do have a showcase that we'll do in a little bit more depth along with our other summer special projects that we'll do for the curriculum committee coming up in September. But I wanted to give some highlights, and I also wanted to bring back the student-produced program that they included at the end for the finale of the show. So Summer Star is 20 days. It's a morning program from 8 to noon. We have students in this past year participate in that session from 8 to noon for grades pre-K through 7. That is a voluntary, open to the school community type of format. But we also integrate with our special education classes. They operate on a different schedule, but we work together to make sure that those experiences can be at least integrated in some capacity, and that they can be part of the stage time and the music time and the show itself. This year, we were able to expand the inclusion of our summer youth program teams. These are from Cattaraugus County Summer Youth Employment Program. Last year we had 4, this year we had 11. In addition to our 11, additional teams worked in with our maintenance department to support some of the summer projects that the maintenance teams were doing. The summer youth teams serve as classroom helpers. They encourage students to participate in the activities. They're materials helpers, they're encouragers, and they really just obviously enjoy it as much as the little ones do. So we've loved having them. We hope that can continue and also continue to grow. As I said, this year was the first time for pre-K through 7. Last year was pre-K through 6. Before that was K6. So each year we're trying to expand and encourage a little bit further. But the entire summer is based on literacy, math, STEM, and the arts as a focus across 3 different periods of the Summer Star program. We were looking to integrate the enrichment opportunities, lots of hands-on, lots of fun, lots of giggles and laughs, as well as community partnerships and opportunities for some wellness. This looks like across those 3 periods some class time. So they're doing some reading, writing, figuring. You see some math work along the wall here. And certainly the front foyer and hallway were completely filled with student artwork and projects as families came to visit us on the last day. Our older students have some choices, so the teachers will put their heads together not only around the theme, but also their interests and opportunities that they would like to bring. This year, some of those included dance and cooking, journalism, and theater technology. We also introduced this year swimming for the first time in many, many years. We had swimming as part of STAR, and that was for our students in grades 3 through 7. And our students in grades 2 through 4 also took field trips to the Challenger Learning Center, where they had a theme-related STEM day scheduled for the students to participate in. But on a daily basis, there's warm-ups. Warm-ups are things where we're building confidence, we're having an imaginative time. They're really coming together as a class, and they have the opportunity to just have fun and get connected. Certainly, there's opportunities for the playground. Wayne's playground is beautiful, and they love to participate down there. And then games throughout, inside, outside, rainy days, sunny days. This happens to be one of our annual events, our Teens in the Liberty Partnership Program, who are some of the summer youth teens, plan and organize and help facilitate games on the front lawn where students rotate through everything from the parachute, which made its appearance this year and was a huge hit, to things like bubbles and can jam and cornhole and jump rope and hopscotch and all kinds of other pieces. So these happen throughout each of the mornings. And in addition to that, we have an art teacher, a music teacher, and then the stage time. So between art projects that related to the work of the show and just in general, that was a component. The journalism students also published in the Times Herald. So thanks to the Times Herald for putting their work in and their articles and photography, as well as for things that they completed throughout with Cornell Cooperative Extension, such as the dairy project where they made ice cream and butter and things of that nature, and STEM creations like the model roller coasters over on the side and some other things as well. So those community partners I have listed on the left, these are some of the groups that have helped us this year. Over the years, we have many, many partners that have helped us. The Theater Workshop is huge. They have a grant that they write specifically to help support the Summer Star program, and that contributes towards costumes and licensing and their expertise for sure, as well as the other experiences and from groups that we have listed here. And certainly looking ahead, we're always looking to think about, okay, what worked well, what can we do better on, what can we do more of, and what does that look like as things change throughout the district. But none of it happens without the teams coming together. So we have an amazing crew of teachers, teacher aides, and then all of those folks who support us, the cafeteria, the lifeguards, the counselor, the maintenance, front office, technology, and transportation. So thanks to everybody who helps to bring that together. And certainly families, if their families didn't send their little ones to us in that summer experience, that would not allow the show to go on. So we appreciate everything that we've had for support across the board. This actual event on July 31st, as I mentioned, had lots of hallway displays. We had a photo show going of all the photos from throughout the 20 days showing on the big screen as families were arriving. We had violin performances by our kindergarten and first grade students on the little Suzuki violins. Mrs. Burrows did a dance performance for grades 4 through 7 for the students who chose that elective. We of course had the big show, and then we ended with a video, and that's what I'd like to share today is the making of Suzuki Junior, because what it really does is it shows from start to finish how that emerges over time. And then we ended, it was a beautiful day out front, we ended with pizza and a cupcake reception on the front lawn for pictures and goodbyes before the Summer Star ended. So this is day 1 on the stage, very first day. Day 19, dress rehearsal. Mr. All is on the side here right behind the curtain giving a pep talk and encouraging and thinking about what it will the experience will be like when there's the full audience. That first dress rehearsal, they had a small audience and we were able to try it out, but then the big day, and that's from our balcony view where we had the full show for our performance. So this is created by that 4 through 7 group of Mrs. Martin's class.
Welcome to the wacky world of Dr. Seuss, where cats wear hats, fish can talk, Nobody thinks that's weird. Dr. Seuss, you silly word. Somehow that made perfect sense. Have you ever ate ingredients you never had? Now I'm curious. Or it taught us to be kind, even if you're protecting a tiny speck. The Lorax speaks for the trees. She don't have a microphone. The sages learned, stars don't make you star. The Grinch to scramble, your heart can look 3 sizes. The cat and the hat brought fun. And a tiny bit of chaos. Dr. Seuss wrote books with rhymes, imagination, and lots of tongue twisters. Try saying "hit your head perfect" 3 times fast. His stories remind us: be kind, be brave, be so. Read more books, use your imagination, and never stop reading. And now for your viewing pleasure, please watch the making of Seuss.
So the story's all done, somewhere beyond the horizon.
Would you on a train? Would you with a go? Could you put it together on a track apart? So thank you so much for your support.
report. When I think about what it looks like to transform the stage from that first day to the beautiful set designs that the students and team did together, what the stage looked like as it evolved, and just the overall performance, it's just something really special to offer and to be able to think about continuing over time, and we love to do that.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much.
How many students,
I'm sorry,
how many children participate?
including the teens, 203.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Jen.
So big thank you, just echoing the thank you to Jen and all the team members who worked alongside to make that possible for our students and our families this summer. Also wanted to highlight a couple of other things that we did this summer as a leadership team. So first, as the board, the board and I went to Holiday Valley. We had a retreat this summer where we talked about board goals, and we also worked with a dignity index trainer to kind of preview the direction regarding positive culture that we plan to roll out this school year. So that was a very good opportunity for us to have an opportunity to hear from someone else and also to do some planning together as a team. We also had a superintendent's retreat that week, as well as a leadership retreat. For the leadership retreat, we were able to have our team come together on Thursday at Holiday Valley, and we were able to hear from the author of Forces of Influence, How Educators Can Leverage Relationships to Improve Practice by Fred Endy. He gave a really good talk about how to connect with your teams in your schools. And he gave some really cool ideas for engaging types of conversations between groups. So we were able to use those immediately, and I'm sure we will continue to use those to engage with our teams at our buildings. We also had some opportunity for planning. We had some opportunities to learn different ways of using tools and rolling those out in our schools as well. And then also we are preparing for school on September 8th. It is hard to believe that it's less than a month away, but I want to thank everyone across the district for their hard work and dedication throughout the summer. All across the district, we have been engaged in planning, training, safety preparedness, student support initiatives, and operational readiness. If you walk up the halls, you see we're making sure all our classrooms are clean and ready. We will continue to work all the way up until the week of September 1st, when faculty and staff will participate in 3 days of professional development focused on learning, collaboration, and final preparations for our students. Thank you so much to the commitment of all of our teachers, our administrators to help putting all of this together, and our support staff for all their hard work to make sure that our facilities are ready for everyone to come back. And I believe we are well positioned to welcome students back for a safe, productive, and exciting school year. And that's all I have for my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we do have some discussion items. The first is selecting the New York State School Boards Association Advocacy Liaison. So that's something that I did last year. I think it was one of those situations where you're all standing in a line and everybody stepped back and I was left at the front. But that was fine. Actually, it was interesting for me. And so basically, there are many resolutions that different school districts propose from all over the state, you know, from the tip of Long Island all the way through Western New York. And so the New York State School Boards Association has a vote by its membership as to whether these are actual policy proposals that NISBA will support. So they go through them one by one. I think there were 200 and I forget how many last year, but it was well over 200. And so it's several hours to go through them. It's a Zoom meeting. I'm happy to do it again, but if somebody else is interested, just let me know. I will tell you that we were pretty much spot on because what happens is the board discusses the policy proposals ahead of time so that whoever is the liaison is reflecting the majority support of a board or maybe the board's against our proposal. So anyway,
I'd like to nominate Kathy as our NISBA liaison.
well, thank you very much. I'm very honored and excited. But no, I'm just kidding. It is interesting, and you see a lot of similarities between districts, but a lot of regional differences too. So what may be really urgently important on Long Island, for example, may not be as relevant to us upstate. So you just have to kind of parse and balance those kinds of things out. So thank you very much for your vote of confidence, and I'll be happy to do it again. I think it's in October when we do it. So I'll let you know. And then once we, I think the proposals aren't out yet. So when we get those, we'll review those as a team. So these were included in my report, but just going over the goals, did anybody have anything else that they'd like to add to that? The different things, whether it's creating and supporting a positive culture, progressive and indigenous learning for all students, maximize success for all, data-driven decision-making, engaging parental and community involvement. Anybody want to say anything? No? I guess we previously agreed, so that's okay. All right, that brings us up to item number 8. So the committees are just starting to meet now, and Finance Committee has not met yet, Buildings and Grounds hasn't met yet. Health and Safety is going to be meeting soon. But the Operations Committee did meet, and so our new chair, Mary Fay, has a report for the board.
Yeah, so on our agenda was a discussion about the safety plan, so we clearly went over that and any concerns that we had. Director of Curriculum and Instruction is Jen Klass. Is Jen still here? Yeah, Jen's here. So she's going to provide the board with a list of the training that is completed for all of the staff and the personnel, so we make sure it's encompasses everything. We also discussed after-school childcare partnership with YMCA proposal, the contract with the Y. Jen Mahar gave the presentation on that. YMCA grant renewal was not approved for the upcoming 5-year cycle. Apparently, the state is gearing more toward the districts picking up this responsibility. The YMCA grant renewal was not approved, but we are offering a fee-based program at Eastview and Washington West. The parents can contact the Y about scholarships or Department of Social Services financial assistance. The staff will be coming from the YMCA providing the services. The district also wrote a grant for the Olean Intermediate Middle School, which was approved. So this is for the school day care, non-school day, and summer care. There was some discussion about the timing of it for teachers, making it a little bit more difficult for the teacher's schedule. But I guess it is what it is. So the committee did agree to propose it to the board for approval. Then we also discussed a policy entitlement to attend school. So the New York State Education Department allows students who are 16 years of age or older not to have compulsory education, but our local school policy says, yes, we want to continue those who are age 17 unless the student is employed full-time. So the committee did decide that would also be proposed to the board for approval. Follow up on community collaboration for middle school students interested in athletics. We are really hoping to get more of the middle school students, which is the feeder program for the high school, to be more involved in athletics, and Alex is going to attempt to reach out to our community partners for that. Then the last item on the agenda was tax pledge agreement for the Olean Public Library. We collect the tax money as the district for the library. and then give it back to the library. But because the library is engaged in a very large capital project for the next probably 4 years, the state is now requiring us, since they got all this grant money got money for their capital project from the state, we now have to give that money back to the state instead of to the library. So we'll be paying that to the dormitory authority. And it is a law, so it's something we have to do. Jenny Bellata went over the details. It is a little bit more work for her to keep track of that over the next 4 years. And there is an issue about us not getting our full money by December when this money has to be transferred to the state. But she's worked with the attorneys and we will pay that after the fact. Any other questions from the committee?
Any questions? Very thorough, very good, Mary. Thank you. That's great. Okay, so I know we have some upcoming meetings. We'll talk about that at the end of this meeting about when the committees will be meeting. So that brings us to item number 9, which is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion.
Audrey makes a motion. Betty seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And that brings us to new business. The first item is to actually appoint the NISBA annual meeting voting delegate, so we have to do that again. So do we need a motion for that? I believe we do, right? So I'm not gonna make the motion, but somebody else can.
You want to do it again?
Sure, make a
I'll second
motion.
it.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, amend the bid for surplus equipment to correct a typographical error. So basically, we had a motion on July 21st, 2026 that awarded Ron Hughes a Series 3650 Bobcat, which was deemed as surplus. The amount was incorrect due to a typographical error, so the correct amount of the bid was $5,551.50. So we need to just correct that. So do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Aubrey makes a motion. Steve seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, approved transportation contracts for SPED, Student Transportation Services. So this, there's kind of a lengthy description on the agenda. But basically, it's regarding our students with disabilities. So someone want to make a motion? Kevin makes a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Alex seconds. Any discussion or questions? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, St. Bonaventure University Affiliation Agreement for Clinical Placements. And so this is between our district and the University DePero School of Health Professions, and includes disciplines of the Department of Physician Assistant Studies, Department of Nursing, Department of Occupational Therapy, Department of Speech Language Pathology, and eligible undergraduate students in the Olean City School District effective on August 12th, 2026, and renewing annually. So
I'll make a motion.
Audrey makes a motion.
Second.
Mary seconds. Discussion, questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, approve after-school childcare partnership proposal with the YMCA. So Mary did a very good job explaining what that is. And so we'd like to have this move forward. So do we have a motion?
Motion.
Mary makes a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Alex seconds. Discussion or questions? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item F, approve the 26-27 Board of Education goals. Do we have a motion? Motion. Betty makes a motion. Steve seconds. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item G, approve the 26-27 district-wide safety plan that we reviewed during the public hearing earlier tonight.
I'll make a motion.
Aubrey makes a motion. Do we have a second? Kevin seconds. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item H, tax pledge and collection agreement for the library, Olean Library Capital Project. Motion? Steve make a motion, makes a motion, Betty seconds. Oh, yeah. Okay, discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. No nays on that, right? Okay. Item I, approve volunteer application. So we do have a volunteer application to approve Jennifer Landau to assist with sporting events. So I have a motion.
Motion?
Mary makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Aubrey seconds. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So that wraps up new business. Item number 11 is personnel. So this is a personnel consent agenda. Okay, so do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Aubrey makes a motion. Do we have a second? Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so audit and finance will have a meeting on August 20th at 4 p.m. in the Board of Education conference room. And that'll be the first one of this calendar, or not calendar year, but school year. Yeah. Okay, great. And then we have two board meetings in August, and one of them, the second one is really, I asked Dr. Morris about it, it's to make sure that we fill out all the open positions, basically, that, need to be voted upon. So we'll have another board meeting on August 25th at 6:30 p.m. here in the Board of Education conference room. So any questions about those?
I do have one request, the next operation committee meeting is scheduled for September 21st at 4:30. I'd like to change it till 4 o'clock. I've got a commitment that evening.
Yes,
That's okay. All right, thank you.
I think that'll work for everybody.
What's the date of that, Mary?
September 21st. Are you still
Probably be
here?
her last
She's
one.
still good. No, she's still good. Yeah, right.
Kathy, also for the audit and finance, that date is being changed. We're currently working with the committee to find a date that works
Oh,
for
okay.
all the members.
Oh, okay.
That just came about today, so we're just surveying people right now, so I'll send out an email.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll let everybody know that. Okay, great. Anything else? Hi, so we are going to have executive session tonight, so I need a motion to go into executive session.
Motion?
Mary makes a motion. Do we have a second? Second. Okay, Betty seconds. Any discussion?
For what item?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Let's see, item number 4.
You're not inviting anyone.
No, we are not. So, okay.
No action afterwards.
No action. And Aubrey's going to keep the.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank
Hi. No, but you know what? My brother's gonna do it. And so John's on vacation, I don't know, later in the month. So my brother's gonna